with the files and other programs that do that. So I'm just going to come over here and drag them over. In this case, it's dragging a copy. That one I already dragged earlier. So Shift key, you're going to select from the image you currently have highlighted to the next one you're clicking on. You'll get the whole series in between them. If you hold time of year to go to Iceland, it really depends what you want to capture if you're a photographer. If you go there, and I could be off a little bit on the timing, but if you go there, I think it's June, July, you're going to have the time when the sun will go down, but it never goes down so far that the sky turns black. So you have a lot of shooting time. You can shoot like crazy. Go there, let's say in the next few months, in the wintertime, it's going to be easier to see the northern lights in the sky. You'll be able to find stuff. And so we're going to come in here and take out a few of these images. In fact, let's take out darn near half of them. And turn to Lightroom and look in the same folder. As long as Lightroom is running, you might notice some things. We have a good number of images in the upper right corner. And that means you imported this file, but it can't currently find it. We want to be able to print the image, or we want to be able to export the image to rows of images plus one extra. As far as a bunch of images here, and just drag them into the waterfalls folder. If there are any changes on my hard drive, and to therefore update what I see here, what I want to do is move my mouse on top of the name of the folder over here in the folder list, and press my right mouse button. If you're on a Mac and you only have one mouse button, you can hold down the Control key and click to get the same feature as if you have a right mouse button. If I control click or right click on any folder in Lightroom, I'll get a menu. And within that menu, one of the choices I'm going to find is Synchronize Folder. Folder, this comes up. What Synchronize means is to try to get Lightroom to reflect again what's on my hard drive, to get them in sync. And so it's going to go look at my hard drive, and sometimes this can take some time if you have a bunch of images. And so if I choose Synchronize, it's going to make sure Lightroom screen, there's a choice called Previous Import. And anytime the last thing you did was import, you just put into Lightroom. And I'm back now where I see both my waterfalls and the newly imported images, the ones I had manually copied over there. That will choose Import. So if you make any changes outside of Lightroom and you expect to see them here, you're going to need to go to the folder if it's already been imported and go say, hey, there's a new folder over here, I want you to know about it. But if it's in a folder that's already existing, that's when you right-click Synchronize Folder. Okay? That are rather similar, and here I have a folder called Edit Down, and that's exactly what I have. Probably want to have one-to-one previews. Remember that, where it's a full-size preview? I could have done that when I imported the pictures, but I don't know that I did when I imported these. I think I had it set to, what was that setting called? Embedded. So I could select all. To select all, you can type Command A on a Mac, Control A in Windows. And then under the Library menu is a choice called Previews. And this is where you could force Lightroom to create one-to-one previews, which means full-size previews. Or I shouldn't say in Photoshop, in Lightroom. If you notice, some of them look much more yellow and warm. I'll notice that on those particular images, there's a little icon with a plus and minus on it. That's an indication that they've already been adjusted. Have not been adjusted. We'll talk about what I'm doing later on. I'm just going to make sure they're not adjusted. So there's a choice called Set Flag. That's what I'm going to use. Set Flag. You can have your images, things that I'm going to do. I don't want to go to this menu. You just go between flagged and unflagged right now. For flagged and the letter U for unflagged are relatively conveniently placed when it comes to my hand. And I key. So at the very bottom, and that means it's been picked, the flag icon that isn't self-explanatory, but it's called Auto Advance. And there are a couple different ways you can turn on Auto Advance. It's under one of the menus, either probably Library, or although it could be Photo. I don't know which menu because I never access it from the menu. But it's under the Photo menu called Auto Advance. Or the keyboard shortcut for doing it is to just turn on the Caps Lock key on your keyboard. So right now I'm going to turn on Caps Lock. Auto Advance is turned on now. For the letter U for unpick or whatever, it's going to automatically switch to the next photo.